What's going on YouTube? This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. I'm shooting 2 videos in the same day for the 125 and 55 gallon tank. Want to talk about a plant real quick. This is going to be water Sprite Wisteria. This is a overlooked plant. It's an amazing plant. It does everything you want it to. You can use it for Dutch style aquariums and you can use it for basically whatever you want. Let me pop a squat. Wisteria, water Sprite. There comes in 2 different versions. There's your broadleaf and your narrow leaf. This tank right here is narrow leaf. Now, you can let it grow crazy like that in the background. Now, I'm sorry, this tank is cloudy. It's got dirt everywhere. What I basically did is, today's my day off, and yesterday I was working on my chicken coop, and today I'm taking back this tank. I'm about to enter Dustin's contest, and I'm going to enter it, and I'm getting my tank back up to par. Back in June, I let it go, but I'm getting off track. That's why it's dirty. I'm going to do a water change a little later when everything settles. I'll just siphon the bottom of the tank and call it a day. But water Sprite Wisteria, this is a great plant. You can float it. You can grow it above water. You can grow it below water. You can feed it to your goldfish and koi. It's a great breeding plant for guppies or whatever for your baby fish to hide in. It's just an overall great plant. It loves CO2 and high light. If you give it high light and CO2, you'll have it like me where it grows to the point where you don't even know what to do with it. And that's why I'm also selling this plant, and you guys can check the link out, but you can get a plant like this, and check out how big this is. Like that big for 10 bucks. So be sure to check that out, guys. I've got plenty of water Sprite Wisteria for sale. I'm about to put these up in my holding tanks in another room, and you guys can check those out online. But let's get back to the topic. Water Sprite Wisteria. This is a great plant. You don't need high light. You don't need high CO2. You don't need a lot of anything really. It will grow no matter what. I forgot the guy's name, but he's a discus breeder. I saw him on Blue Zoo TV, and he floats Wisteria or water Sprite in all of his tanks for discus. I think I forgot the reasons, but it helps with the, it soaks up excess nutrients, kind of like duckweed. It provides a shelter for baby fish. It's also a food source to fish. Baby angelfish will also eat off this plant, but don't rely on that as a food source. You can also aquascape it, like I said. You can shape it into a Dutch style, or you can just let it grow rambunctious. Now, like I said, I'm taking my tank back. There's going to be some Rotala Nanjing sand replanted right here. There's some red plants, yada, yada, yada. Also, people are asking, that fluval iron-enriched plant, what does it really do? Does it turn your plants red? You tell me. Does it turn the plants red? You tell me. And I'm not dosing it every day. I'm dosing it like maybe once a week if I'm lucky. So if I was dosing it every day, I'm imagining that plant be 10 times redder. But water Sprite Wisteria is just a beautiful plant, guys. You can't get much simpler than that. You can shape it, you can trim it, you can float it, you can feed it to your pond fish. It grows super quick. You can't get enough of it. It's just an overall great beginner plant. It is native to, I believe, Asia. This plant can get anywhere from, if you trim it up, it'll get bushy like this. But it can get over 2 foot tall. To propagate this plant, when it grows, it's going to have like a little root ball, and you just pinch that off and you plant it in the substrate, or just let it float. Or if you're lucky, if it's a thick stem, sometimes you can, perfect example right there. Alright, you guys see how right there is a little root cluster? That right there, you could pinch off and break it. Also, right down there, you get some roots on that. You can pinch that off and break it. You know what? I might as well show you how to do it. Let me find a good piece. Like that right here. You see how that's got some roots? You would just pinch that off, like so. And then boom, if I don't uproot the whole plant. Then you've got a whole new plant with roots. Then you just take it and plant it in your substrate like so. Put your finger down first, push it in there, call it a day. That's all it is to it. So that's water Sprite Wisteria, guys. You can find this on my online store. I'm selling it in different sizes. You get plants like this for 10 bucks, the larger ones, and you get small ones for 2 bucks. So check that out. Comment, rate, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know later.